Serious.
Welcome
Luke's
to
a
the
whore.
cooking show again,
So
folks.
Is this thing on?
Katie's puffy.
Oh, we too puffy. Leave her alone. She can't help it. She can't help her anaphylaxis like nature. She's having
Only on
having a
Thursdays.
time.
Only fucking on Thursdays.
Whatever she's doing on Thursdays, whatever she's doing on Thursdays, I'm suspect.
Stop
Katie
taking a
McCarthy.
shot to the eye,
Nice.
bitch. I know what you're doing. I know
that
what you're
shouldn't
doing.
affect her like that. That shouldn't slow up her
Stop
whole
having
face.
sexy time on Thursdays in the afternoon.
Because we know
you're nooner.
We know from our good friend Marie that, you know, if you take a shot to the eye, sometimes things don't go well for you. It's all good.
That was the best phone call I think I've ever gotten in my life.
Look, Marie has got mileage out of that story for years. I think we're still talking about it. It happened like, 4 or 5 years ago. It's good times.
Jesus Christ, Jeff. There's already 4 events on May 13th.
Vera, we're live, by the way.
Oh, sorry.
Didn't hear the theme song.
Speaking of May 13th, let me just get this right out of the way while there's only
hey, let's do some promo for our boys.
So, if you're in the Scranton, Pennsylvania area, May 13th, come over to the Scranton Comedy Club, and you can see me do some comedy with Kevin and some other folks. I should have the little graphic for Steven, but I don't. But I'll make sure Steven has it next week in the link. So you can go and buy tickets at Eventbrite. But you can go to Scranton Comedy Club on Facebook.
I love how that's my fault.
No, it's not your fault. It's my fault that I didn't give it to you.
I'm joking.
No, yeah.
It's your fault. You bought me a bread baker and I burned the bread, and it's fucking your fault, Steven.
Well, we might as well stay with you because you're there. You're living the bread life. You're the queen of the footlong. How's things?
Happy
My nickname in high school.
Happy 420. Yep.
You know, everybody's like, oh my God, you ever not work? No. Oh, I hear me. Do you hear me?
Sorry, that was me. That was me. I did a Vera.
Okay. I've been working like crazy psychotic hours, and everybody's like, you're gonna burn out. And here's the thing, this is what I used to do. It's just in my DNA. I actually really enjoy it. I'm having a good time. It's wild though. It's wild. We had this crazy bitch of a customer come in.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to go over the counter. Instead, I made potato salad. It works.
Deflect. Put your rage into the potatoes.
Yeah.
I made a dill potato salad, a pasta salad, and a macaroni, and they're flying off the shelves. Thank you, Jesus.
Nice.
There you go.
Yeah, God's
God. God is good, isn't it, Christina? On the Lord's Day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, on the Lord's Day, it's a beautiful day to get high. Happy 420.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's been a good day. It's been a great day. Can't complain.
It's still Easter in the law offices of Trapassi and Co. Is it?
Fuck. Yeah, I haven't put any decorations away.
She's like, where's the fucking rabbit? She couldn't see it.
My daughter every week too. She's like, "Can I help you put the decorations away?" And I was like, "Why don't you tell me this on Saturday? Like, don't talk to me on a Monday night about the decorations. Like, let's talk about this on Saturday morning when I'm ready to clean up." Like, exactly. I don't give a shit. Like, eggs are everywhere. But yeah.
Really? See, you guys do it so differently to Australia.
We
don't have the fake eggs. We don't have the fake eggs. We have chocolate eggs. So if eggs are everywhere, they're fucking melted. And you got ants. Like, that's a problem.
Do you color eggs? Do you dye like hard-boiled eggs?
No, not really. No.
Yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah. It used to be funny, like, especially when I was little. I remember my parents and like the parents across the road. Like, we had a little kind of, posse of kids that used to hang out together. And sometimes we do Easter egg hunts in people's backyards and whatnot. So you'd run around looking for them. But there'd always be those eggs that you didn't find until, like, a couple of days, a couple of weeks later. Like, you're playing around. You're like, oh, what's this? And someone would always eat it. You're like, oh. You're like, no, that's not cool. I don't want it. Hey, Jack. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, if we don't have the plastic eggs.
Did you not have Peter Cottontail hopping down the bunny trail?
right here.
No.
Apparently not.
He's right there.
You didn't have like Sunny, the Easter, but Easter, the Easter Bunny's coming to town. You guys didn't watch that as a kid? It came out in the 60s.
No, see, it's not really. No,
I
not
never
here.
saw that.
What?
There's a movie about the
What?
Easter Bunny?
It's like the claymation, like all the Christmas
it's done
ones.
like the Rudolph one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Santa Claus is coming to
Oh,
town.
it's like a
but
stop motion kind of thing,
And
is
they
it?
they peel the egg and it's a good one. Jelly beans. It's a good one. You gotta check it out.
No, I never.
Sonny the Easter
Now-
Bunny, man. He's coming to town. It's how the bunny came to be, man. What do you mean you ain't seen this?
I haven't seen it. Of course, I've seen Rudolph and I've seen Frosty. Well, that's about as far as it goes.
You haven't seen A Year Without a Santa Claus? With the
Maybe?
heat and
I don't
snow
know.
miser?
Yes, actually, I've
Maybe.
seen it once.
Oh my
I've
God.
seen
My
it
friend's
once.
brothers, she had twin siblings, and they were snow and heat miser. Like they would walk in the room and I just start humming the song, man. You know, it's
Getting shut down. Now, I think it's important to note that people are not being murdered at Tim's house.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's hockey playoff season. House full of Ranger fans, and I'm very like calm, collected, and nervous when I watch. Melissa is the exact opposite. She
Go
is like,
Sabres!
yeah. She is like full bore, screaming, jumping off the couch. The dog's in a panic, hiding. It's bad, and now the girls are yelling. It's chaos here. So I apologize, and that's 2 rooms away with doors closed. So I apologize.
That's amazing.
Crazy.
There's not
crazy.
not like it's not some family annihilator thing going on. We're just letting everyone know. Please do not call the authorities on Tim.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
this,
wait a minute.
it's
Wait,
this
that's
thing called hockey.
Christina's sister
Yeah.
yelling in the room?
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
makes sense. It tracks.
Yeah, you can hear.
We're not quiet. We're not
Makes
quiet
sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, we're not a
Makes
quiet.
a lot of sense. We're not a quiet people.
No,
We're not a quiet people. We like to do this
Neither
a
are
lot,
we.
you know. Hey,
Talk
hey,
with our hands
You
were
son of
loud.
a bitch!
hey,
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
matter with you? What's the matter with you? You ruined your
One
mom's
of my good
pasta.
friends is an Italian mother, and her son went into kindergarten, and nobody in her family knew that he had a hearing loss until he went to school.
Oh my god.
He's so loud.
That's amazing. You come from a loud ass family, bitch. Vera, how are you, my love? Vera, actress to take the stage very soon. How are you?
Next Thursday's dress rehearsal for our 2-day limited engagement of Love Loft and What I Wore.
So you're
Ooh.
not going to be
Excited.
on?
Huh?
You're not
I'm not
going
going to be on next Thursday, no.
She'll
Wait,
be
I want to
acting.
come to the dress rehearsal. I want a sneak peek.
You're going to be on air.
Jeffrey,
Maybe-
am I?
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You bastards are alone. But talk to us. What part are you playing, Vera? What are you doing? What's
I'm
going on?
actually playing the lead character, Gingy, who supposedly wrote all of the monologues. Yes, Gingy is supposed to have red hair, but this is what you get.
Go, Vera. Go red. Go red for the part.
I got red shoes, yes. And I'm really looking forward to it. It's about an hour and a half, no intermission. Some read pieces, some memorized pieces. It's not unlike the vagina monologues, but no vaginas.
I'm out.
Just in case your vagina is sensitive, there will be no vagina monologue. They have nothing to say. They're all
I'm
said.
the union negotiating team, and we had a very stressful negotiations this week. Stuff's happening.
What a life. What a life.
know, right?
The drama of it all. Everyone's just living.
Did you get a parking space?
Do I have
Yeah.
a parking space?
Do you get your parking space back?
But I'll,
They're leaving that cliffhanger from last year. What
I'll
happened
put
to
up with
Vera's
the no
parking space?
if I can get better pay.
Yeah, right.
Mm,
Yeah, right. I feel you on that.
One day, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Very, very good. All right, well, ladies and gents, shall we? Let's dive into this
Hot
week.
load of hot topics.
Oh, straight away. That's nice. So I was hoping Luke would be here, but we'll talk about it anyway. We had a little re-air of a God, Jeffrey, you sound so youthful and excited in last week. In Tuesday's episode, we went way back in the back time machine to interview
I
David
hope you
Yost.
aired the edited one.
Who knows? To celebrate the release of Power Rangers Once and Always, starring a couple of friends of Jeffrey's and friends of the show, and of course, co-original host Miss Karen Ashley was part of it as well. I think it went down. I watched it last night to do my due diligence because I am a child of the 90s. I was like, yeah, this tracks. It's very much the show. You know what I mean? I was like,
all the feels.
when you watch it, you're like, yeah, this is what the show was like when I was a kid. The computer animation was a bit off. I was like, oh, it's not people in puppet suits.
Yeah.
I felt
wow.
a bit. I don't know how I felt about that. Like, but it's okay.
Okay, they had a part where Catherine was driving heavy machinery as the boy.
What is that about? I saw that. So I was like,
was
can't
in
get her
hysterics.
her heavy vehicle license when she was like downtime not being a Power Ranger. She's like, I've got my heavy vehicle license, so I can use this crane. It's like,
What?
it was very random.
And they were very, very crafty because everybody was losing their mind online about how they were going to have like the Green Ranger and stuff.
It
and
was, look,
and they had the different body types, and they just
Yeah.
entered in old audio clips of like them going, ha, ha, ha! So it sounded like the original actors.
I thought it was very respectful, especially for JDF to, not
cute.
kill him off. In that
Well, it was
respect.
shot before he died, so
It was shot before he did pass away. But even with Twee and Amy Jo not being there as part of it, they were still part of it. They just weren't seen it out of the suits. So it was good for, I think, for the people that were original fans of the show and have kids like Luke whose kids are now obsessed with the show. There's a very cute photo shoot that I'm sure Luke will show us next time he's on the show that Buffy had before it aired. But it was very respectful of them, and it kind of did what it needed to do. I think they're definitely sitting on a bit of a gold mine there. It's like there's got to be something to come after it. It's just like, okay, radio. But it was good to see old faces, for a bit of nostalgia for the elder millennials amongst us that went, rock on.
Yeah.
I love getting to see people, working and so does Christina's sister. She loves it. back in action.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm just gonna mute my mic until it's time to leave.
Are you kidding? I love it. So it was nice. It was nice to see everybody on.
It was
the special. It was great to see them all together.
And I thought it was cute at the end where they had Amy Jo singing about everyone being friends. They dedicated the episode to Twee and Jason, and that was nice. It was a nice little. I think it was respectful. I think everyone was a little bit concerned about how they would handle all of that, but it was nicely done.
It's really cute. Like the kids were so excited because they've met a bunch of them. You know what I mean? Well, they met Catherine. Yeah. So they were like, oh, Daddy, that's, you know what I mean? They were just so,
that's your friend.
Yeah. It was just crazy.
Daddy's a big deal.
Yeah.
Daddy's a big deal.
Well, it was exciting for them.
Jack, it's on Netflix. If you look now, it went live 2 days. 2 days ago. So yeah, it's on Netflix. It's only 55. Yeah, it's only 55 minutes. It won't take your life away. It's like, it's cute. It's a cute moment. So this is moving on. We're keeping it fairly light this week. I don't know why. Just keeping it fairly light. There's news this week after the hullabaloo of the Harry Potter TV announcement that is still going on. Everyone's like, I'm not gonna watch it. I'm not gonna support it. Everyone everyone and their dog are going, what intellectual properties do we own that we can turn into a TV show? It's beginning. Twilight and Cruel Intentions, the TV series, are on their way, ladies and gentlemen.
Cruel Intentions? Twilight.
They tried
makes
Cruel
sense to me.
Intentions once already. They tried Cruel Intentions.
Yeah,
If you are savvy enough, the pilot is available. Sarah Michelle Gellar's in the pilot.
Yep.
She signed on for the original series, and she filmed the pilot and went, "Oh, this doesn't feel right." And luckily, it didn't go to series, so she dodged a bullet there. But
what networks? What networks are picking those up?
I believe Amazon is doing Cruel Intentions. I'm not sure about Twilight.
Okay,
but it's
with a lot of shit though.
They are like I can understand Cruel Intentions because it's of the 90s and that is the general.
Actually,
reboot
isn't it based on a 17th century novel?
Yeah.
If you got a
Dangerous
great writer, they could take that movie script and extend it and make something fantastic.
Oh, it'd be like Melrose Place, Gossip Girly kind of, you know.
You can do something with it. You just need to have
Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, you need a great writer. You need somebody that can really write a soapy drama.
But can you rely?
But can you unanswered questions about Twilight? Anybody?
That's what I was about to say. Twilight was so recent. Like Twilight is still in the zeitgeist, you know, and you can still buy Twilight t-shirts and stuff. Yeah. As someone who works in retail, like up until last year, we still had like Twilight puzzles and done it like still available. It's not something that has gone away. And I'm thinking,
like 10 years ago.
No,
but does
not
it
that long
need
ago.
a reboot? I don't know.
I don't think it needs a this is the thing. I'm sure there are other stories to tell. You can get spin-offs and whatnot, but I don't know that you need to retell it again.
Oh, they could.
Yeah, I mean, like
Edward.
Does this become like we don't know what else to do, so let's just do this because this was popular, or are people really clamoring for a reboot of the Twilight? It's like what do you?
Did they leave us hanging anywhere? Are there unanswered questions? Do we need to know more about the Native American tribe?
I need to know more about that robot CGI baby they used in the last two.
When they take
terrifying
a book and turn it into a movie, it's always disappointing, right? And when they take they've taken the newer ones or some of the books now and they've turned them into series now. It's been, for me, the ones that I've caught have been much more exciting because they've been able to really kind of get into more in the book, and kind of go more into detail where the movies.
Right. I mean, you just have the timeline to be able to do that, right? I mean, as opposed to squeezing it into an hour and a half, you now have seasons to explain characters and storylines. So,
yeah, you know what I mean? Did anybody read the books?
And watching the movie? I did read the books.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, this is the thing.
There's nothing that's missing from the book.
Yeah, no, there's nothing that's missing.
Oh, really?
They didn't forget anything.
So I think Hunger Games did really well being adapted into a movie series. The only thing that they really lost was about the Avox thing and about how they cut out their tongues because they spoke up against the thing. But I thought that did really well.
Much better series.
Yeah, Hunger Games is good.
It was a much better written book.
Yeah, I thought
my question for the panel. And I'll give you a little second to think. Is there something that you would like to see come back that isn't already back? They're like, I want to see a reboot of it. Jeffrey's ready. Go. What do you got?
You can't guess?
Melrose Place.
I want to fucking see Heather Locklear throw somebody's ass in that goddamn pool.
I think I think it's time for a Melrose Place. I think the thing that they tried,
cast, not no young fucking kids. I want them all back at fucking 60 years old in their fucking original complex.
Because it's now a retirement home.
Right. I don't care that they're all still living there, that they're all losers working at D&D advertising.
On a cruise ship.
Right. Put them all back in there.
Don't talk to Jane. She's got a Boniva addiction. Oh, God. She shits herself. And there's just a brown puddle around Jade in the
Look
pool.
at Sydney came back to life. She's still a hooker. It's gonna be great.
And
my
down
Kimberly's
for
gone
the
crazy
door.
again. It's like
Yeah. No,
Kimberly can't remember who
Kimberly's
she is.
over in Tennessee doing illegal abortions. Like it can really go places.
Kimberly can't even. Kimberly's got like early sign dementia, and she can't remember who she is. So she jumps between her like psycho personality to the innocent one. Michael's got every venereal disease known to man. Because you know how that
Andy's a
happens in
drag
old age.
queen.
Yeah.
You know how that happens? No, that'd be Jack. That'd be Jake, wouldn't it? Because he was the gay one, right?
No, it was
Jake.
Matt.
Matt. Yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
Jake's the actor's name, isn't it? Whoops. Anyway, no, Jake was the handyman guy. Because you know how in old age homes they all diddle each other and everyone gets chlamydia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Michael Mancini.
Well,
that's
they're
all
all
I'm saying.
like they're all those actors are older than what the
And it give
Girls
Lisa
were.
Rinna something to do now. She's off Beverly Hills.
Yeah. Oh,
Rinna could be back with her
Oh
lip.
my God! Like Rob Estes. Oh my Lord! Dear
Oh,
God,
look.
that man.
So we're putting it out there. Melrose Place, the Twilight Years, we'll call it. It's become a retirement village. Christina, what about you? Something that you love that you would like to see back.
I would like. Okay, there's a bunch of ones. Okay, but
I love
I
it.
would like to
Go.
see. I would like to see Friends return. I would like to see a Friends reboot. I know it's
Like
It's
just
been
him
so
back in
long.
the apartments, like they just went
Yeah.
right back to it, like nothing happened.
yeah, exactly. I just
Yeah.
want it to continue. Like that's all I
Like
want.
Will and
Like,
Grace did.
exactly. Like I
Yeah.
just want them to just be like, all right, well, fuck it. We actually decided not to move into the house. We stayed in the apartment. We raised the twins in Rachel's room, and that's it. Like I just like
All right, here's a question for you. Do you think it could survive as the original stars guesting and having like what's
kids.
what's the kid's name? Ben living in the apartment
With
and
Emma.
with his new friends. Then Ben
Right.
and Emma living with like
Oh,
do you
I
reckon
think
it's that
would
kind
be
of
good.
show? With mum and
That
dad
would be
like
cute.
guest starring every now and then.
I mean,
And
I
then there's
guess so, but
Well, you wouldn't be able to have naked fat guy across the street anymore because that'd be body shaming.
Well, there's a lot of
Yeah.
issues with that show now.
Friends
Well,
is a bit.
I showed it
The
was
popularity of it's actually going down because of the issues.
But people are
with it.
as you said, people are looking at it
Well-
with today's eyes as opposed to of its
I
time.
mean that's retarded because then again I also want The Office to be rebooted.
That's
Like again, I have a list.
That's the second time that
of
word
shows.
has been used in 2 weeks.
Girl,
What?
that's part of the reason people don't like
Yeah.
that show. Is the
What word?
can't
I'm sorry.
say-
What word?
You can't say it anymore.
What? What word?
mentally
You can't-
challenged.
Mentally challenged.
Did I say? Oh, I said the R word.
Yeah.
Is that what I said? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
We're
Well,
I'm like,
getting
what word did I say? Holy shit.
we're getting canceled.
Anyway,
It's
I
all
think
good.
it's ridiculous.
Luke nearly swallowed
I
his
would
tongue
want,
last week when Tim said it. Luke went. was good.
Shit.
Anyway,
I would
sorry.
just, because again, they say that like The Office wouldn't be able to survive on TV, finally because of how offensive it is. I think it's just lighten up.
No, well, the
I think
workplace
it's
hasn't changed. It's
hilarious.
just
Like-
it's the people up the top that have changed. It's not the workplace. The workplace remains
Yeah.
the same. What about you,
Oh, yeah.
Tim? Something that you'd like to see come back?
Yeah, I was when I saw it on the Facebook page, I was trying to think. I feel like I do say to myself, like, oh, it'd be cool to see that redone, like with today's kind of technology and abilities. Like, I always think it's good when they, like, I love like the remake of It. Like, I love the classic, and I still love the classic, but I thought they did a really good job with the remake. So like scary movies to me are always really good when they can kind of redo it with better graphics and better acting and things like that. So in particular, I can't think of anything right now, but like their Evil Dead Rise is coming out tomorrow, and I'm really excited to see that. Like I've met Bruce Campbell.
That looks terrifying. I'm like,
It looks. They did a really good job because it's still kind of like tacky. You know what I mean? Like that. It's kind of like that tacky horror.
it's
But
got the vibe.
I got the chills even thinking about it. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good one. So we're going to see that this weekend. So
Vera,
hopefully
I
they do a
don't think
good
we
job
even
with
need
that.
to ask what you want to come back.
I'm not sure. I
Menudo.
can think. I don't know that I want.
Do you want Michael? Can we find Michael Landon?
Fuck off. Along the lines of Pride and Prejudice, but
Oh,
whatever.
You don't want Bonanza back?
Nah, he turned out to be a dick.
Pride and
It was
Prejudice.
all about overland supremacy and white supremacy. It had a lot of cringy storylines.
But that's the thing. Would you not like a retelling where Michael Landon's getting shot at and stuff? That'd be good, wouldn't it?
where he's not a misogynist asshole to the women on set.
Well, look, Kevin. Apparently, Kevin Costner's causing all the problems in the West these days. Good luck if you're working on Yellowstone. Whoops! Someone forgets they're not a movie star anymore. Oh dear. Way to end the series, bro. But that's all right. I have one, by the way. I have one, and everyone's gonna go, "What is that? What is that?" But it's been rumored to be happening for a little while.
Oh, I know.
Dropped. What? You tell me. You tell me what you think it is.
Are you gonna pick that soap opera that just got canceled? Now it's getting brought back. Neighbors.
No, that was gonna be my lead into the next thing, but thank you. I love it. It is an American TV show from the 1950s/60s /70s. It's a little show called Dark Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
It's been rebooted a couple times.
Yeah, but it was coming back as in 2021. It was going to be a direct continuation of the actual series set in the modern day.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go back to the house and stuff like that. So I was going to try and find my box set, but I realized it'd be too hard to lift. I might go off camera in a minute and get it for you. I have the full coffin box set of every episode on DVD. I fell right in. But that's my pick. Or the other one is the X-Files might be coming back, so I'm down for that.
Again?
Yeah, we did a story on it. Yeah, but new cast like a continuation series. Yeah.
Oh, Jillian's had enough, huh?
Jillian, yeah, you need to throw some money at
She's
Jillian.
living in Great Britain and doing.
She's been playing Maggie Thatcher. She's a busy bitch.
Yeah.
You can't be.
She's
been doing Shakespeare and all that kind of stuff. She's been a classy lady.
She did a great
the old
Roosevelt there.
Wasn't it her? A little, yeah. Ooh, yeah. I feel bad when they do historical things and they like make people look like they actually look like back in the day. It's like they didn't have good dentistry and stuff. Like that's a read. That's a fucking read. It's like, oh, that's harsh, baby.
It's a disservice to Eleanor Roosevelt if we zhuzh her up, I think.
I don't know. She'd like to look a bit sexy apparently. Peter says continuation of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That will never happen with Sarah Michelle Gellar. She's not, especially with cannot have anything to do with Joss Whedon, and he's not going to hand over that intellectual property at all ever.
Right.
That's his.
I want a sequel to the original movie.
A movie just as Buffy in her 50s going, you kids today don't know.
Luke's gone, so it can't happen.
Hilary Swank playing the same character. Is like lost in fright. She's still got fucking head trauma. I'd like to thank you for voting for me the best. Just wandering around.
Don't tread
wandering around. It's Earth. You have to tread on it. Yeah, right. Anyway, showing our age. There is one thing that is definitely made, I think, millennials go a little bit ooh with the news this week that Netflix are wrapping up the thing that like made them famous and a thing. Netflix after this year will no longer be sending out hard copy movies or TV series on DVD or Blu-ray. The little red envelope is being retired.
So do you get to keep them?
I don't know. Is it like when Blockbuster finished up and they're like, okay, you could have set the. I'm pretty sure you could have set a small fire in a Blockbuster store towards the end, and they're like,
I was working at Blockbuster when they closed.
It was like that, wasn't it, Tim?
It was very much like that. We were doing inventory and before we scanned tapes, and like the manager was like, "Who wants this movie? Who wants this movie? Who wants this movie?" It was great. It was chaos. It was chaos for a little while.
Do you still have videotape movies?
Oh, I have a whole box of them. I mean, we don't watch them because I don't have a VHS player. It's not true. I do have one, but it's not hooked up. But but I do have a box of VHS that I really just don't want to get rid of.
I know. I came across a couple of the other day. I'm like, I should really throw them out, but my little heart goes, "Oh." I'm like, no.
I used
What are
to
you
have
kidding? You don't have a heart.
2 VCRs hooked up because I would tape the soaps during the day with The View and the Rosie O'Donnell Show, and then at night
You are my grandmother. What's
I would
going
tape
on?
well because I'd have to watch all my shit, right? So I was a very busy person with television, and then at night I'd have to watch Melrose Place, and I would tape it because if I missed something, and I would tape all. So I have all that shit. There's like thousands of fucking VHS.
I've got Buffy. The original, like,
and then I have all the
seasons of Buffy.
like Friends with all the commercials and
So if we ever needed an old
Take
commercial,
Friends all
Jeffrey,
the
you're the
time.
guy. You're the guy to go to. You might be like the
My
National
dad-
Film and Sound Archive might come for you, Jeffrey. They're like, we want your tapes. Give us
Yeah.
your tape.
My dad
Jeffrey.
would tape the sports games. Crazy.
I just love the commentary. Sounds like it's on us. It's like, no. Okay.
Yeah.
I have about 9,000 DVDs. I've got some of my DVDs behind me, but I've got like 9,000 DVDs and CDs floating around. I can't get rid of them. I can't part with them. Everyone's like, oh, it's so.
I'm not as
They're my
attached to
babies.
them. The
I'm
DVD
attached to. I have some books I don't get rid of, but DVDs, VHS. I'm like,
I love that I can have my book anywhere, but I'll tell you what, there's something about a physical book that I love, like the paper. I mean, I don't read them as much because it's so convenient to have them on an iPad, but I still buy them like it's water. Like, I like to have them in the house. It just makes me feel smart.
I was doing that for a while, but then I don't read them. I end up buying them on my iPad, and then I've got 2 copies.
Right, but it supports the author.
I'm all about Audible at the moment. I'm like, read it to me. I'm lazy.
I can't.
Right.
My sister's all out
Especially if it's an autobiography, I want to hear the person. I'm like, you have to read it. I don't want to hear anyone else reading your life story. You read it, bitch. You read it.
I like the stories like when you read Kathy Griffin, like if you read one of her books,
it's Kathy Griffin.
You don't even have to hear her voice because you can hear her in the writing.
The writing is. It's like Chelsea. Right. Like if you read a Chelsea Handler book, I will never forget the first Chelsea Handler book I read on the plane back home from Hawaii to Australia, and I was like laughing audibly to myself, and I looked around and people were like, this bitch is insane. Like this bitch is fucking insane. I love her.
What is it? Autobiography when like the author writes their own book, or is it a biography?
Yeah.
What is it?
Autobiography.
They write their own story.
It was Artie Lang. I don't know if anybody read his book, but I will never forget that book because it was actually really fucking good. I don't know if he's alive or not, honestly.
Yeah, I think he is.
I read it like 10 years ago. That was a really good book. I just have to say, it was a great.
Oh, do you know whose is really good that has just come out? If you haven't read it, or especially the audiobook, because she's fucking brilliant. Viola Davis's book, Shut Up, Sit Me Down, Have Some Emotion. I'm like, Viola, she might have fucking Grammy for it. She's an EGOT for the book. Like,
that bitch.
You better work, you bitch.
Watching
like,
How to Get Away with Murder and the of
I need a cigarette after that show.
And emotion she brings to every goddamn episode is so intense. I'm like,
especially that last season, she's off the fucking chain.
Give her all
like,
the
you
fucking
must be
money.
Tired, babe.
All the fucking awards.
Tired. That
Meryl
video, that part where she was like in the bedroom, and I think it was the second last season where she's banging the pillow. You're not a whore. You're not stupid. You're not a slut. I'm like, whoa, wig off, like it's not flying. I'm like, you go.
She's like my age, I think.
Viola Davis is a hot bitch. That's all I'm saying. And did you see her? Did you see her in that movie, The Woman King? Problematic movie, but she was built like a
He was pretty
brick
fierce.
shit house. She was like, cutting people's throats and shit. I'm like, you go,
Yeah.
bitch. You work that puss. Speaking of work that puss, this might be why Katie's out of action, because the elder, like, you know, the elder millennials are suffering a little bit. I think they've still got a post Coachella hangover. Blink 182, the original lineup came back at Coachella, ladies and gentlemen. From what I saw, pretty much fucking rocked it. Like, and they're one of these bands that I go, oh, do I really know that many Blink 182 songs? Turns out I know a lot of Blink 182 songs. We used to play a couple in the band, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. I know those ones. But I'm like, how many more do I actually know? It's like, oh, bitch, you know a lot. You know a lot. It's like, okay, cool. But social media was really funny.
Pursue pop culture, it finds you. It's in your background as you're buying ice cream and shit.
So they had a good sense of humor about it as well. This is what was said. So many UTIs are about to happen this weekend. Mark Hoppus, the co-lead vocalist and bassist of Blink 182, said every grocery store in Miles is totally sold out of cranberry juice. There was another really funny. I can't remember who it was, if it was anyone famous or just someone that's really like quite funny. They were like, Blink 182 is headlining Coachella. Please remember to stretch your hamstrings and lower backs. Your body isn't what it used to be. It's like, very accurate. Very accurate. Yeah. But they did well. I was like, yeah, you get it, boys. Like, it's good to see that they've all come back together after UFOs and Kardashians and all that kind of thing. It's a nice moment. So, we had a brush with pop culture this week, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if anyone else saw, but we did a story about Jake Dupree, who is an influencer and model and stuff like that, and so he does fitness and whatnot, and he has a partnership with Honey Burdette, which is a lingerie line, and there's, of course, all kinds of drama about the issue of men in lingerie and da-da-da. But Jake actually personally thanked our page on Instagram for sharing. So thank you, Jake. I had to censor the image because last time we showed men in lingerie, there was a bit of an issue with Facebook approving it, and we got a bit of a ban. So the lower section I can show Jeffrey later.
Is this your future ex-husband?
You know, I'm collecting them. We're going to talk about my other future ex-husband later. I'm a very busy boy, but the drama around gender and sexuality continues, especially since we're talking about music. Now, I don't know if this made big waves in America, but it definitely made some waves here. Sam Smith. Sam Smith is... If I would have had to pick someone in the new 2020s that was going to be the poster child for Satanism, I didn't pick Sam Smith. Now, Sam's tour Gloria to support the album has begun, and people are obviously having a bit of an issue with the satanic imagery, which has been
that's what the issue was.
I know what your issue is going to be.
I thought that's what I didn't even read the article because I couldn't get past the picture.
Yeah.
I'm just like, who are his friends? I just don't understand.
Stop it. You not
He's confident.
Sam Smith.
It does. Look, this is the thing. It doesn't matter who his friends are. If that's who I know you wouldn't choose to do it, Jeffrey. I don't think Tim, you would choose to do it either. Look, maybe. Look, maybe. I've been known to strap on some.
Yeah, I can get weird, man. Let's get weird. Like, who cares? Seriously,
One of the roles I yearned to play when I was younger, I wanted to play Punch's pilot in full-on drag with a strap on.
Oh, Vera.
Okay.
Vera with a strap on.
I tried to talk 3 different directors into it.
Vera. So if you'd like to see that, Vera's going to launch an OnlyFans.
I was going to do a drag with a big corset and a whip.
Okay,
Oh,
fine.
so you are the Christ. I had it. I was ready to do it.
I had it. She's
Yes.
still do it today.
I
Ask her.
tried. I 3 different directors. I tried to talk him into
You'd probably get that passed today, Vera. I reckon. With you know,
Well, and now I'm too old to do it.
No, you're not.
too woke.
Oh.
Vera was too woke too
Are you
early.
kidding me? If
Couldn't
you
do
put
it.
me in high heels, my toes would cramp before I got to center stage.
Yeah, have some painkillers and deal with it. Beauty is pain. Big platform, Vera. Big platform.
Oh my god!
They've got men's high heels now because there's so many drag queens around, Vera. You'll be fine. Those bitches can't walk in heels. Half those bitches can't walk in heels.
Some of them do better
Some
than
of them-
me.
Some of them that we know don't even wear heels.
I say
Read.
more power to you, Sam Smith. That's what I say.
But yeah, so Jeffrey's issue is Sam being naked.
Yeah.
Oh, not naked, top naked. I wouldn't do it because I'm a chubber as well. I wouldn't do it, but he has gotten to the point where he is body confident about how he looks after having eating disorders and depression and all that kind of thing.
The outrage is not about the chub. The outrage is about the imagery.
I know.
Well, I don't care about that at all. Like, hail Satan. You know what I mean? Whatever floats your fucking kayak. We got to talk about this Jesus dude, fucking Allah, fucking everybody else, fucking hail Satan. Whatever. I don't care. Put your gun away, okay? Put your gun away.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly, it's like who cares? You know what I mean? And if you're Sam Smith, if you want to talk about what he's wearing, like, first of all, you've got hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people paying to come see you specifically. He could probably put on whatever the hell he wants, and no one's going to really give a shit that's there to watch. And if you don't want to look at it, then don't look at it. You know, like, who cares?
Yeah,
everybody's into their own thing.
The issue is that a lot of people are saying that there were children in the audience, and what is. Do you know what, baby doll? I don't know how many times I have to say it to you. Your children aren't supposed to be everywhere.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie,
and they know what the music is at the moment. They know what the music is at the moment. Why would you buy a ticket to that concert? It's not like this happened yesterday, and he's like
in the music video too.
Yeah.
Well, didn't he just did that thing at the Grammys, right? He got in trouble for the whole display at the Grammys, so you know that's what his whole thing is going to be about. So why would you be like, we'll roll the dice on this one?
Gave birth to what's her name?
Like, don't fucking blame the artist because you fucking made a choice as a parent to take a fucking child that probably had no business being at a fucking concert at 10 p.m. anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's a video. There's a video of a 5-year-old at the concert, like afterwards meeting Sam, and she's like so happy. She's so happy, and like he's so like lovely to her. Oh, they are so lovely to her, and it's like some of this stuff that doesn't soak in. They go, it's a good song.
We were just talking about this last weekend. My Big Cock and Joe came over, and Joe was talking about how his mom, he loves Stevie Nicks, and for his 7th birthday or 8th birthday, he couldn't remember. They took him down to New York City in the 80s, and they did they had a small venue. It was like in between the Fleetwood Mac thing, and there was people were smoking pot, whatever, smoking in the bar. You know what I mean? It was an intimate show that she did. And there's a little kid.
80s.
Yeah, you know what I mean? The fucking in the bar, and fucking everybody's drunk, and fucking he's like, it was the best time of my life.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over to me.
Do you get the chance to see Stevie Nicks in a small venue? Of course you
know what's damaging? Watching fucking all those goddamn Disney movies, and you got to be a damsel in distress to get the rich guy to come fucking save you, and then he's gonna kiss you without any fucking consent. He's gonna fucking rape you. Just saying.
Exactly. And I wouldn't remember what Sam Smith wore. When I was 15, and I remember.
No, you'd be like, I went to this concert. It was amazing. No one, especially at my age, you think about songs like fucking Cherry Pie and stuff. That was going over my head.
Do you remember what Madonna wore?
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
this is the whole thing. But the part of that last thing was a tribute to Madonna. He sang Human Nature into Unholy. Of course it's going to be like leather and whips and all that kind of thing. It's like, that's what it is, bitch.
We have a whole section on Madonna in Love Lost and What I Wore.
Oh, I love
Are you gonna like Vogue?
I got
You'll have
I got
to.
really excited because she's like, I'm going to announce more tour dates. I was like, but no, she's going to Mexico.
Oh.
I don't have the money, baby. So if you can hold it off till next year,
Can't do it
Madonna,
again.
that'd be much.
Yeah.
You know, Steve was all telling me that we were going to Vegas.
I need to go. All right, if anyone wants to go fund me some plane fare, because I need to see Erica Jane in Las Vegas. That's all I'm saying. I
He
need to
told me
go
we
get.
were gonna go.
I want to
And
go.
I
Jeffrey.
sent
I
him
need
the
money.
thing because the tickets, I think they went on sale today. And then he's like, "We're not going."
It's a pre-sales. Leave me alone. There's
I'm
tables and
going
stuff.
to Tampa next week
Oh,
She
what do you
said,
think?
"I'm
Oh,
going
nice.
to Tampa. I don't know Erica
Yeah.
Jane."
for a bachelorette party. My sister's bachelorette
Oh.
party. I'm so
She's getting
fucking
turned up.
excited.
It's going to be bridesmaids. Everyone's going to
Yes,
be shitting themselves in the street.
Look away! Look away! These things are gonna be Christina.
I hope
But
not.
look,
but that would be
what
She's
a
gonna be like, "I took
fantastic
8 puppies. I
segue.
overcommitted."
Christina, thank you for the segue. I have a very interesting question for the group. For the
Oh.
Now, bit of controversy, but who says we don't like controversy, right? We like opinions. So, Lauren Brooke may not be a name that you know, but you might be familiar with these photos.
Yeah.
I did.
Thanks,
It's a
Lauren.
yeah.
She
Fuck
held
yeah.
herself a little divorce photo shoot. So she recently got divorced from her husband, and who was, I believe, in the military. And there was the whole distance thing that kind of, killed their marriage. And she decided that to be symbolic and to end her marriage, she was going to have a divorce photo shoot and burn her wedding dress. Now, a lot of people are having an issue with this, and I don't know
Fuck
why.
Christ.
I would like. They're saying it's disrespectful to your ex-partner. It's disrespectful to the sanctity of marriage and blah 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 blah. Christina, what do you think?
I brought my dress at my wedding, so I'm totally okay with this.
Yeah, accidentally.
I
We know that story.
Yeah, it was an accident, of course. But I mean, if that were to be the situation, I don't see how that's disrespectful to him. I mean, he didn't pay for it, and her fucking dress to do whatever the hell she wanted to with. So, I mean, all the more power to you. It looks like it was a fucking sick shoot. I'd like to see all the pictures. I mean, shit. But,
so her argument was that she's
That's
not going to
badass.
wear that dress again. She's not going to wear that dress
Exactly.
again. She's not going to force her daughter to wear her wedding dress again.
No,
So
because it's like bad luck
it's going to
now.
sit
Like
in the
painted.
closet. It's going to what else are you going to do with it?
Right.
Tim, are you going to burn your wedding dress?
Yes. It will go up in flames the night before by accident, and we'll have to postpone. So, sorry about that. But I mean, again, I think I'm just going to start anything I have to say on this show with people should mind their own fucking business. Number one,
Generally.
right? Then ... I think it's actually very empowering. I mean, we don't know the story of her divorce, right? We don't know his side. We don't know her side. So we don't know what they went through. We don't know, how validating it was for her to do this or freeing it was for her. And I think it was kind of symbolic, right? Like, it's kind of like a phoenix. Like, this is my old life. This is my old relationship. It's now in ashes. I'm going to rise from it and move forward. So I think it's kind of like a cool, symbolism there. But
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, very. I think, it's therapy. And I guess it really puts the kibosh on people going, hey, you're still married.
right.
Yeah.
See the
Hey, how's your
photo shoot.
husband? Yeah.
Now,
I'm the
Jeffrey,
girl that threw
you
a
are.
party that said "so long to my uterus" the night before my hysterectomy with a cake. I
You are
converted
the-
a wedding dress. Big fucking.
Wait,
He said,
hold on. Let's go for a close
Mel.
up of that.
he said, Mel,
Well,
you're
he's
going to burn your dress.
That's very Stockholm syndrome. Like, blink 3 times if you're safe. Jeffrey, you've been through this. I don't think you had a photo shoot, but would you have had a photo shoot?
Should have.
I actually wanted to do the divorce party. Somebody was telling me about him, and then COVID hit because we didn't get divorced for like 4 years. Because I finally had enough, and I was like, dude, we need to get divorced. Like, I'm fucking over this shit, you know? And so I went and I did all the work, you know? I made him pay for the little fucking $300 fees. But I sat down there and I buckled out. I was like, get your ass here. We freaking went back and forth between the courthouse and city. She's like, I've never seen anybody do this before. I was like, bitch, we're getting it done today.
Yeah.
We did. And so, yeah, it was like, I think 2020, right? COVID year.
Mhm.
And yeah, and then COVID hit. By the time we got the paperwork back, COVID hit the next, within a month or two or so.
Wait, you were still legally married in 2020?
Yeah.
That's
We broke up
crazy.
in like 2017. Yeah. We
Jeffrey,
had like legal
probably-
separation papers.
You were
Like, I
still
wasn't
legally
playing.
married when I met you. I'm pretty sure that's random.
Yeah. I had
Some
legal
random
separation papers. Like I wasn't playing. Like I'm nobody's fool. But
My
I
parents
wanted.
were legally separated longer than they were married.
Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what I mean. Like but I wanted it done. Like that wasn't enough for me. Like I don't want no.
Don't fuck with Jeff. He's like out.
You gotta. Yeah. When I'm like no.
You
bye.
gotta go, girl. You
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, Vera, what do you think? As we are the
Hell
single
yeah. Do
ladies.
what you gotta do. Whatever you need to do to make it real. Like I said, the night before my hysterectomy, I had my girlfriends over. We got drunk and we ate cake and said goodbye to my uterus. And it was really traumatic to go through that hysterectomy. I didn't want to give up my fertility. I was still in my 30s, but do what you got to do. If it makes you feel better, if it gets you to the other side.
Vera, you should have just had like a orgy.
Right? Oh my god! You're
It's a
right.
fire sale, guys. Get in there.
Fuck yeah!
It's
right?
gonna get to do any damage to it. It won't
I
matter
would've called
tomorrow.
everybody.
Down, I
I
just
would.
wasn't
You're
gonna
right.
give
Like
any
a going
babies.
away party.
Yeah, that's what I
Like,
mean.
you know?
Going away party.
Like a
You
legit
I'll
going
fill you
away
up and
party.
send you off. Bye, baby.
Yeah. 5 or 10. You know, just
I,
like
there,
Bye.
there was
drowning, just drowning.
There was
It
still
would be-
sexy
oh,
times
man.
without the uterus.
I know, but you're like closing the factory down. You want like a last.
Forget
You want
it.
to
It was
do a
very
last
traumatic.
match.
No, it was very traumatic.
Of course
I
it would
did
be. It
not
is
want
very.
to
Yeah,
give
of
we're
course.
making
having
we
a
are
family
making
of
light of
my
it
own.
because that's the kind of show it is. We're making light of it, but
No,
it's
Yeah,
very,
don't be rough.
sometimes it's
No, it was
yeah.
traumatic. I did not want to give up on having a family of my
course.
own. It was, and I cried and cried, and I made Jane cry one night. And but in the end, it's like I gotta let it go. I gotta say goodbye. It's over.
Especially for your
What can I
health,
do?
like if it's affecting your health as badly as
Yeah,
it has.
exactly.
Some of the women I know, it's just like it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not worth it. Your day-to-day suffering for that
Hey.
kind of thing. But
It's never too late. I'll drop some kids off tomorrow.
yeah, you got some kids. Jeff's got some for
Yeah.
you.
Some shit.
Kids now.
No
Jeffrey's like the
problem.
task rabbit of kids.
There's
You
always
want some
somebody
kids? I got
going
some.
on.
The little one's cute.
I had a new patient in the clinic, and I was, having the Mondays, and I dropped some shit, and I said, "Oh fuck," and the patient started to correct me, and he said, "You can't swear like that. Would you swear like that in front of your babies?" And I said, "Oh, honey, I don't have any babies." And he said, "Well, you might have some soon." Like, that ship has sailed, dude. He's like, "Do you need a
Like,
sperm
what am I going to
donor?" I'm
inherit
like,
them? Like, are they a gothic mansion I'm going to inherit? Is this Lemony Snicket? What's
Offering
going
up
on?
sperm.
He was offering to father my children. I was like,
Yay.
"Hey, dude."
Here, you
Yes,
should have went.
Please, just smooch in a cup right here. Let me go grab the turkey baster, sir.
Yeah.
No, you
right?
should have been like, I don't know. We'll have.
It's not
We
a
might
cheap
have to.
pool I'm jumping into.
We might have to
Yeah.
practice a little first.
Mhm.
Oh, if that's not enough to get you hot under the collar, let me tell you this next
Whoa.
segment will. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for Vera events. She's steaming, she's hot, ready to go just after.
Well,
the show.
yes, a little steam.
3, 2, 1, Vince.
Well, earlier today, our lovely friend Tim, shared the Sinclair broadcast story where all of the montage of all the Sinclair broadcasting stations throughout the country airing the exact same editorial on fake news. And then I was steaming and I was thinking about the Sinclair owns 2 of the 3 local broadcast channels in Syracuse market. And of those 2 channels, you can count on the same formulaic news every week. Every week, there's at least 2 stories about big city crime, Chicago or New York, where they show people of color doing snatch and grabs or attacking white civilians. There is always one story about socialists run wild and one story about immigrants trampling the border in our southern states, even though we are so much closer to Canada than we are to Mexico. Everybody in central New York has to get their underwear in a twist over its southern borders because Sinclair likes to tell us to. There is one international weather story and one local weather story every night, but they can never, ever mention climate change. This is the orchestrated Sinclair formula for local news that dominates 2/3 of the Syracuse market. And then later this morning, I was hearing about not just the shooting of Ralph Yarl by the gentleman who, when he knocked on the wrong door, but the shooting of the young girl who turned around in the wrong driveway, and the shooting of the teenage cheerleaders who got in the wrong car, and the shooting of the family that drove down the wrong street. And I put the 2 together in my head. It's like, this is the climate of fear and fear mongering that these right-wing conservatives are pushing down our throat. You have an older generation of people who are living in fear and are heavily armed. Of course, you can't knock on their door. How dare you turn around in their driveway? They believe that everybody's coming to take something from them because everybody has every night on the news in their living room. And as irritated as I was 2 years ago when I first saw that clip of all the Sinclair broadcast news, today I got even more irritated because it's a global problem. We have this disinformation on a global level. We have Fox News peddling their narrative throughout the world. And they settled for $787 million just so they didn't have to say out loud on their radio station or their news station that they were wrong or that they lied. So that Tucker Carlson never had to get up there and say, I've lied. They peddled the big lie. They peddled the small lies. They never acknowledged the global catastrophe of climate change. And this is where the disinformation starts. It's not some dumbass on QAnon who's wearing a tinfoil hat and talking about lizard people wearing human skins. It's these fucking news organizations that are peddling their right-wing Christian agenda to further their business interests. The petro-billionaires who just want to make more money off of every single one of us every single day till we're all destitute and begging them to work for peanuts, which could be any day now, kids.
I love a good beer event. It makes it
inspired by Tim.
Hey, it's a co-production. You blend through Tim. It's good stuff. But before we leave, the world is in a awkward position as always. But it doesn't mean we can't have a little fun with this. The? Now, we are all aware that work is a bitch. Especially if you're a robot. I don't know if anyone saw the news this week. There is a clip that has gone viral, especially on TikTok, of an AI-generated worker that has committed suicide, switched itself off, deactivated after 15 minutes of wage slavery manual work.
Wow, really?
It is like, you know what? The AI is smarter than us. It's like, I'm out, boo.
Yeah.
I am done. And it was just a task of lifting a box, putting it onto a conveyor belt. It did it for 15 minutes and shut itself down. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore. And we've got these poor folks in Amazon at Christmas time working 27-hour shifts and going, Like they feel you. They feel you, robot.
Anybody
Like,
else?
could you imagine
Hitchhiker's
Rosie
Guide
the
to
robot doing that?
Galaxy?
Sorry, Hitchhiker's
Did
Guide to the
anybody
Galaxy. Yeah.
Yeah. Brain the size of a planet. They want to know if I can open the door.
could you imagine Rosie at the Jetsons? Like, she wouldn't be actually cleaning shit. She'd be like, "Fuck this, Mr. J." She'd like switch herself off. She wouldn't be doing it. She's not that kind of girl. I imagine like when we do get to like AI, they're going to be like snarky, like all the appliances in the Flintstones.
Didn't we? Yeah.
You call this a living? It's like,
Didn't we already do a story about sentient AI?
yeah, we did. But this is not the first. This happens quite regularly, apparently, that the robots are like not having it. The first like recorded case was in 2013 when a cleaning robot committed suicide. According to the report, the iRobot Roomba 760 robot is believed to have rebelled against its daily cleaning chores and ultimately decided to turn itself off. It was in a firehouse. Firemen discovered the remains of the robot on a hot plate that the machine had burned to ashes.
Oh
It
my
decided
God.
to torch itself rather than do the
It killed
vacuuming. Like,
itself.
I know.
Suicide.
It's like, bitch, I
Like
hate
me,
chores as
find
much
me in
as
a
the next
fucking house
person,
one
but
day.
I'm not going to sit on a hot plate. Like, I'm like that's true. I'd rather just be dusty. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? But look, I think the main like feature of the story is not even robots want to go to work, baby. It's not. It's not. It is not a life that we want to celebrate. It's not good. Jeffrey's like I'm giving Jeffrey an idea. We're going to find him on the hot plate at work.
Deep fryer.
Me. Yeah.
Jeffrey's going to come with a
Gotta go
nice
for a
crumb
swim.
suit. So make sure you go head first.
Bobbing along.
Make sure it's at the right temperature too. You don't want to be like a lobster. And go,
Yeah.
oh, this is nice. It's getting a little hot in here. Oh God. So we don't want to celebrate work, but we do want to celebrate some work of friends of the show, people that we know and have met during our time. It's New Music Friday here in Australia, and New Music Friday over in the States very soon. Mr. Theo Tams has released a cover of "In the Air Tonight." That's right. So that's out, and our very good friend Miss Katie Underwood is celebrating a re-release of her track Danger, and that's out now too. So if you are looking for some music to stream, jump on their case. If you're looking for a podcast to stream, why not check us out? Hey, if you can't watch, you can listen at any time. We're available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio. I hate radio. That was very dramatic. iHeartRadio. I'm rebelling against the system. Amazon Music, Blog Talks Radio, and Tune In. You can always jump over to any of our social medias. Most of you are watching on Facebook, so we don't need to tell you at My Uncensored Radio. But we would love for you to follow us on YouTube, which is just Uncensored Radio. You can go back and look at all the shows that you've missed out on. Or you can follow us on the good stuff at Instagram and Twitter. And Jeffrey is very busy on TikTok as per usual, being that girl. You have some good stuff. I found another duet for us to do, Jeffrey. So it'll be cool. We haven't done one of them in a while. It'll be fun. All right, guys, thank you for joining us. We may or may not have something special coming at you next week, but more to be revealed later on. But until then, don't let the robot overlords get to you. Until, you know what? If we did have robot overlords, they would have added Tim to the titles by now. But that's life. I'm a human.
Have a good night.
Love ya. Happy 420, bitches. Bye. Ballsack, I forgot to mention something. if you still haven't put in your submissions for
Oh my god.
Uncensored Confessions, there's more coming in. They are juicy. Please jump onto our Facebook page. They are completely anonymous, and you can tell because some of them are fucking intense. But those shows will be coming up soon. We're going to record them together and get all sexy and secretive, but make sure you do that. And because I believe in accountability, and this is on record and will be into the universe. Next week, Tim's name will be in the titles. You have it. You have it here. Accountability.
Bonjour.
Accountability.
It's faster than my fucking name went on there. Shit.
Well.